Hey everybody, so much for joining us today. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We're just going to get everybody one more minute to join and get logged in, and then we're going to get started. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So thank you again for joining us today. I'm Amanda Garcia. I am the program director for relations and digital media marketing programs. We're so excited to have Dr. Tamar Gregorian with us today. She is our professor of practice for our public relations program as well. Dan Ray with us, who's our senior academic advisor. Okay, so let me know in the chat if it is hard to hear me, if I'm cutting out, and Tamar and Dan can take over from here. So a little bit about Tulane SOPA. Tulane University was founded in 1834, Medical College of Louisiana. We offered our first continuing education classes back in 1886, demonstrating a commitment to adult learners that has lasted over 30 years. And although we're no longer the School of Continuing Studies, we're now the School of Professional Advancement, we still have that amazing commitment. We also have traditional learners as well as non-traditional learners within our program today. So we have, many good reasons why you should join Tulane SOPA versus other programs, but these are just a few. So we have a very large depth in online learning. We have a team of instructional designers who work very closely with our faculty to design courses that are pedagogically challenging, but also structurally appropriate for online learning. We also have excellent faculty. Our programs are aligned with workforce needs. And we have faculty who are working within those different fields that are bringing that expertise into the classroom. So I feel like that really sets us apart from other universities in this space. We also have a large commitment to student success and support that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. As well as affordability and flexibility. We have online courses, we have nights and courses. We also have traditional daytime courses as well, if that works better for you. And we also are affordable. We're about a quarter of the cost of Newcomb-Tulane College. So we want to make our courses accessible to students because they're in the applied fields. And also, of course, we are under the Tulane umbrella and brand. So we bring that prestige and expertise to the table as well. So a little bit more about online learning. So if you're interested in taking online classes within our public relations bachelor's degree and our marketing bachelor's emphasis within the PR degree, there are many courses that are offered 100% online. So I see that Avanda's on the call today. Good to see you. And this is something that we were talking about a little bit on the last webinar, where some of the courses are 100% online with no face-to-face meeting times. We also have some online courses that do have what we call synchronous sessions that meet face-to-face with your peers and your faculty. And then we have traditional online courses, on-ground courses as well, where you're meeting on ground once a week. So for online learning, we are using the Canvas platform in which we will be having materials, lecture notes, and the videos. We have licenses for LinkedIn Learning if that's something that you would like for supplementary material. We have students from all over the country who are taking these courses online. So you're really getting really great contacts with a diverse group of people from different skill sets, different expertise that are coming into the course. We also have monthly online meetings and meetups for our students. We recently, like we mentioned last week when we had this webinar, or earlier in the week, I should say, we recently had a publicist for Netflix film come in and do a webinar last week, and it was amazing, just so engaging, such rich information. And so those are the types of programs that we try to bring to you, even though we may not be meeting in person, especially right now. We'd like to bring those types of programs to you in our virtual space. So just to give you a little more of an idea of scale for online, we have over 1,300 students and almost 11,000 hours of online coursework in the last year that we have completed. And we have all of these different types of degrees and certificates that are being offered online, as well as 100 have been won. We really are leaders in this online development space. So if that is something that you're interested in that would work better for you rather than on, we do have an expertise in this area. So in terms of our Bachelor of Public Relations, I'm going to give you like an overview, and then I'm going to kick it to Tamar, who's going to talk more about what to expect in the space. So overall, you have to earn 120 credits. That's standard, right? 36 credits are within the major. You can choose to complete a concentration in traditional public relations or digital media marketing communication. We also have minors. We have minors in advertising, marketing, and public relations. Digital media marketing communication, certificate in marketing, and a certificate in public relations. So you do not have to have in order to complete these certificates. So if you're a working professional and you want to complete the BA, that's great. If you don't want to complete the bachelor's, or you already have a bachelor's degree, you want to get a certificate, we do have certificates in these areas. And like we mentioned earlier in the week, we do have classes that are within the digital media space as well as traditional public relations space. So Tamar, do you want to talk a little bit about what students could expect in the traditional public relations track and some of the careers, et cetera, that they could expect to go into?
Sure, thank you. Hi, I'm Tamar, Dr. Gregorian. As Amanda mentioned, I'm the professor of practice in public relations and digital media marketing. And what's great about our program is we have a convergence of, the traditional classes that teach you the strategies, and then we also have classes that integrate technology and the tools that you'll need to be successful in the workforce. And so a lot of our students who come out of our program, and even the ones that are, getting internships while they're doing, taking classes, are becoming public relations specialists, which is the entry level way into public relations, and then obviously working themselves throughout or up the ladder, or if they're already working in PR but getting the degree or getting the certificate to kind of advance into management level, supervisor level. A lot of our students also go into marketing, and a lot of the classes that we teach are a blend of the skills that you'll need in marketing, the skills that you need in PR. And a lot of what's happening now is this convergence in media. And so it's very helpful when a PR, somebody who comes out with a public relations degree, is also familiar with the marketing arm, the advertising arm. Because let's say you work at a nonprofit as a communication specialist, which I know isn't listed here, but these are just kind of a sampling of career paths. But if you were to take a job, let's say as a communication specialist, you may be having to wear multiple hats. You might have to be doing the marketing and the advertising for the nonprofit, for example, who tend to have smaller staffs in general. Whereas if you, let's say, went an agency route somewhere, where you're working on 5 or 6 clients at a time, you may be doing just the PR end of it, but you're going to also have to work with the marketing team, the advertising team, the creative team even. And so it's really nice to be able to get the wide range of courses in this program that you can then take into the workplace. In fundraising, you don't really see degrees in fundraising because it's a part of the public relations process, or it's a type of public relations. And so it works, specifically to engage with, create relationships with communication with donors in particular. That's still an audience. It's still what, part and parcel of what we teach in the PR track. And so whether you're looking for a career in fundraising and development is usually what they call it now. Or if you want to specialize, let's say in PR, but you want to really work with media, media relations specialists are definitely still a very sought after, public affairs in the government. So there's just so much that you can do with a degree in public relations. And I always tell students, if it feels like it's a good fit, I promise you, once you get into it, it's going to be very clear to you what really speaks to you, whether it's, fundraising, whether it's media relations. And then on the other, not department, but track of digital media marketing, we have folks who go into digital ads, digital marketing. A lot of, up and coming students are going into influencer strategy and influencer marketing, where they're working, their audience is now, or their, main focus is working with influencers. So Instagram, YouTubers, to build those brand relationships between the Instagram or the influencer, let's say, the brand, and then the influencer is obviously opening up that brand to their followers. And so that's a very big niche focus. But again, you're taking the strategies and the tools that you learn, and even the principles courses where you kind of have an overview of, PR, an overview of marketing, and you're taking that into the tools that you end up using to work with. So I hope that makes sense. I know that was as a little bit of
great,
a broad overview, but if you have any questions,
that's great.
Happy to answer them.
No, that was great. Thank you. In terms of student support and success, we have a team of academic advisors. Dan, who's on the call today, would be your point of contact for these programs. We also have faculty with industry experience and expertise. Like I mentioned before, those faculty are working in the field and then they're coming and teaching class to you. So you're getting the most up-to-date as possible information delivered to you. We also have amazing career advice, not only from your faculty, but also from Cynthia Watt, our career advisor. And so she works with you for internships and to help you get placed upon graduation. And then of course, our network of program peers and other Tulane alumni. And we'd like to coordinate those events like we mentioned earlier to help kind of break that bridge between current students and alumni. Okay, and then credit for prior learning. So if you're interested in going into the bachelor's program, you can earn up to 24 for career expertise that you may have. So for example, if you've been working, I know, Avanda, you said that you've been working in the publicity and public relations and event planning, that's what it was. You've been working in the event planning realm for a while. And so we have a class in event planning. And so if you were getting your bachelor's degree and you wanted to get credit for your work experience, obviously, in that area, then you basically enter into this portfolio class. It's a class that you register for. And during that class, I work very closely with you, as well as Dalila. And we say, okay, so tell us your areas of expertise, and we help you develop what is called a portfolio. It's not a traditional portfolio. It's more of like a dossier of documentation and like artifacts, et cetera, that make your case for a reason why you should get credit for those courses. So you can actually earn up to 8 classes or 24 credits for this program. So definitely, if you're thinking of getting another bachelor's degree, Avanda, like I would take advantage of this for sure. And then in terms of affordability, like we talked about previously, undergraduate courses are $524 per credit. So you multiply that times 3. Most of our classes are 3 hours. Financial aid is available for bachelor's degrees. There are other ways that you can get types of aid, such as federal grants and loans, et cetera. 20% discount for active duty military, correctional staff, up to 24 credits for work life experience. So we try to make it as affordable affordable as possible for our students to attend. And then the application process is super simple. There's an online application down here at sopa.tulane.edu/apply. There is a $40 charge for the application fee, but because you have attended today, we are going to waive that application fee. You just have to have a clear copy of your government ID, so passport, driver's license, as long as it's all very valid. And then we do need transcripts. So if you are taking not either way, need your transcripts sent over. So these could be if you have completed a bachelor's or master's program, we need any college transcript that you have earned officially sent over to us as part of your application. So that can take some time. So I would definitely recommend getting on that ASAP, especially if you want to start for fall. In the meantime, while they're sending those to us, and it's in the application where those need to get sent officially. So while they're sending that to us, if you have an unofficial copy of your transcript, you can load that into your application or send it to me, and we can use that to get you admitted, and admitted. We're waiting on those official transcripts. You just can't register for classes until we get the official one. So that's, kind of helps speed up the process a little bit, at least on the admission side. And these are the application deadlines that we discussed earlier in the week for fall, spring, and summer. So August 1st is coming up, so we need to make sure everything gets submitted ASAP. So if you want to start for fall, we need to get cracking on this. Okay, so that sums it up for today. This is my contact information, phone number that you can reach me at. I'm also going to put my cell phone over here in the chat. That way, if any specific comes up, you can feel free to text me and I can respond more quickly. Avanda, did you have any specific questions or anything that we can answer or help you with?
I had two questions. One, I think I will contact the advisor because I was interested in both programs, and so maybe some in-depth conversation on which program or a blend of the programs or like a blend of the classes will help me figure out where I need to go.
Okay.
And then my other question was, I did the